I always find a way to take our promos and our campaigns that are running digitally, that maybe we're sending through, direct mail or whatever channel. And then with my team, we look and say, okay, now what are we going to do to level up this promo and campaign that we're going to drive?
What's up, everyone, and welcome to the Local Marketing Lab, where you get real-world insights from industry pros to help you drive local revenue and local growth. This podcast is brought to you by Evocalize, digital marketing tools powered by local data that automatically work where and when your locations need it most. Learn more at evocalize.com. Well, what's up, and welcome to the Local Marketing Lab. Joining us in the lab today is a guest that spent her entire career in the wellness and fitness space. She grew up as a competitive figure skater and is a reality TV star and is the Crunch Fitness brand president and operating partner at JEM Wellness Brands. Amber Martinez, thanks for joining us in the lab, my friend.
Thanks for having me. And hey, that is an intro. I had no idea. Hey, you did it right. Thank you.
I stammered through it, but we got there. So, dying to hear a little bit later about your reality TV star stint.
You got it. Yeah, you got it.
Yeah. I guess to get started, why don't you let our listeners know, who you are, maybe what your background is, and how you got to where you are, and then a little bit about JEM Wellness Brands.
Yeah, absolutely. So, outside of managing my celebrity and, when I was not on the ice, I really spent my entire career in fitness and wellness. I started very early on. I'll, share with you, I always had a passion for serving people. My family owned a restaurant in Alamo, California. And, my grandmother had me out hustling plates of food at like 3 years old, filling condiment bottles. I still do not eat mayonnaise to this day. That's kind of a fun fact. Maybe I should have shared that. But, it was always a desire to serve people, create community, make a difference in people's lives. So that always drove me. But when my grandmother passed away at 14, from obesity-related causes. And then my uncle also at 37 years old due to obesity-related causes. My life really shifted. That's where my ice skating career ended. And I actually took up some really, bad habits. And now I look back and in reflection, it was really just like a coping mechanism, right? And so I just let go of everything that was like healthy and good in my life. And I just really coped with food. And from 14 to 17, I gained 120 pounds during those main developmental years. And that was really difficult as a young woman, but I would never change it because it gave me such a strong understanding of like empathy and compassion and people's goals and desires in life means so much to me because I understand what it feels like. And no matter what those goals are, right? If it's to take to the stage as a bodybuilder or to lose weight or to gain weight or to recover, to de-stress, right? For mental health purposes, whatever it is that drives you into a gym or a studio, it's deeper than, it's deeper than most people realize. So I have a personal attachment to that and understanding. And ultimately, at 17 years old, I decided that I was ready to change my life. And I went and joined a gym, California Health Club in Pleasant Hill, California. I say that I ran to the gym every day. I was really more of a fast walker. But I had my gallon of water with me, every day. And over the course of a year, I worked with a personal trainer. His name's Jimmy Simmons. And the community at that gym changed my life. And although I was, not the most fit person when I walked in, they gave me a job working the front desk and being an orientation trainer, which I had absolutely no business doing. But that was my job because they wanted my love and enthusiasm for what we were doing to be shared with the community. So that's where it all really started and influenced my journey. And that was very early on, right? 17, 18 years old. And then I, lost over 120 pounds. But the interesting thing that I'll share with you is what happened to me emotionally and mentally and socially was the real game changer. And what happened to me physically became the byproduct. And that's what I think is really special. And hey, looking great and feeling, that's amazing. But I think feeling great and finding a place of belonging has really stuck with me and has influenced my leadership to this day. So Yeah, I mean, we can fast forward. There's a lot I can take you through, but definitely not in the amount of time we have today. But, being a part of that community, I realized I felt very inspired and very grateful. And so I just
Hmm.
continued to work the front desk. I moved into the crunch world back in 1998, working with the founder, Doug Levine. And I was very attracted to the brand because we just made fitness fun. And we were
Hmm.
willing to take an irreverent approach to what we do. And we didn't take ourselves too seriously, and we did really great work. So front desk, sales management, general manager. I became the fixer. So every underperforming club, they moved me there. And I thought, why do you hate me so much? And they said, no, we just believe that you can do it. And I thought, oh, well, that's all you needed to say. And I focused on how do you turn a business around, and it all came down to people. So, over the course of 20 plus years, we'll say 25-ish years, I've gone from, you know, front desk to all the roles that I mentioned, and then also the vice president of Crunch franchise. I ran the sales team and all sales initiatives and strategies with Crunch franchise, supporting the franchise network.
Hmm.
And then now I'm with JEM Wellness Brands, and I'm the brand president. So honored to be a part of the Crunch brand and with the great people at JEM. We currently have 6 stores in Northern California, and opening up 4 in Milwaukee the next few months. So a lot of
Yeah,
growth. And
congrats.
thanks. We have 75 to open over the next 8 years. So if you don't have a Crunch near you now, you will soon, and hopefully it'll be one of
It,
ours.
I would say it sounds like it's crunch time over there.
It is crunch time. Indeed. Do you have a Crunch near you? Let's talk about membership.
Yes. That's awesome. No, I really appreciate you given the background there. It gives a lot of great insight into, why you've stuck with the industry. Because a lot of folks typically don't stick within the same vein their entire career. But you've had that kind of core connection that's helped keep you tied to the industry. And with your experience, you've worked for a few different orgs, and it sounds like you've had your hand on a lot of different aspects of local marketing and community engagement. So I'd like to start by maybe give your take on what you think the most important aspects of local marketing are from your standpoint.
I think, I love marketing. I didn't go to school for marketing, but I am just a prolific sharer of the things that I love and that I'm passionate about. And so, I am a marketer by nature. And when I can't sell or market anything, give me this pen, but it's because I truly believe and feel really aligned with the Crunch brand and what we're doing. It makes my life easy to get out and share it.
Mm.
But what I have to do as a business leader is also teach my team how to easily execute marketing efforts. And what I'll say about marketing, and I know you've had many guests on, and, I know that my dear friend Allison Rand was on, and she can share marketing far beyond what I can, right? And there's so many talented marketing executives out there. But how I look at marketing from my position and my responsibility in my community is marketing is a layered approach, right? And especially in today's environment, you have so much access to things through technology. Now with the advancements of AI, it's really limitless. To me, the key is finding a way, right? Finding your channels to say the same thing 100 times. People get a little lost in saying 100 different things about their business. And then you get really confused about what the brand is. And so to me, it's understanding the channels that work for you. Find a strong message and repeat it through those different channels. And my commitment to our business is really finding those local opportunities to build connections, be very relationship driven, work and support local businesses. Because the most important thing for me is to drive my business through strategic marketing that's built on relationships. So that's my, and again, the most important thing for me is understand who we are, what we do, why we do that, know how to articulate it powerfully, and then for me, be able to train and develop my team to execute that at the community level.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's great. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Okay,
I do think I do think that I agree with you with regards to message consistency. When you're trying to communicate and develop awareness with any audience, consistency is key. And like you said, saying the same thing over and over across multiple channels, even if you focused on one channel, still say the same thing over and over and over. Because if for example, I do a lot of marketing because we're B2B. I do a lot of marketing on LinkedIn. I know that 1.5% of my audience that organically, is within my reach is going to see any given post that I push out on LinkedIn. So if I say the same thing 10 times, it's not really going to get old to anybody. The only people who are going to see it multiple times are the ones that already are a solid advocate of me and my personal brand. And they might not get fed up with it because they like being the stuff that I put out anyway.
That's right.
So yeah, consistency is key, and driving it across multiple touch points, multiple channels is also extremely beneficial because you never know when you're going to catch somebody in their buyer's journey.
That's what you don't know. And I think a lot of people, back in the day, I'm going to totally date myself here, but we had, the guest registration, and it was like we highlighted yellow, green, and red. And, yellow was warm and green was they had become a member, and then red was dead. And I'm like, I'm not going to use red anymore because there's no such thing, right? As long as they are a lead, a connection, an opportunity, I'm here. My goal is to serve them. So let me keep putting my message out, because who knows when that person might be ready.
Yeah.
And if I'm there nurturing them the whole time, guess who they're going to think to come to? Me. And that's as I've had people come into my gyms with passes from 5 years ago asking me if they can still use them. So you never know where an opportunity might come from. Be consistent. That's
true. Yeah. It's the, consistency is definitely key. It's funny, 5-year-old passes. I actually have it's not a gym membership. It's my Costco card. Because I have a Costco membership from when my wife and I got married, and I think we actually got the passes in 2008. But on the membership application, it gave me the option for a nickname, which I'm like, I don't have a nickname, but I want to mess with people every time they see my card. So I put Vitamin J on it, and now I'm like 41, and I go to Costco and they see Vitamin J, and they're like, "What is this your name?"
Hey, I think you're gonna be Vitamin J to me from now on, if you don't mind. I love that.
Yeah.
Let's go Vitamin J.
So, you've done a lot of testing, talk about marketing over different channels. What are some things that you've tried that have worked? Maybe channels that have worked better than others, or maybe different content types, or, pieces that you've pushed out that have worked better than others?
And again, I'll just give a high level overview, like the brilliant people on our team or those brilliant marketing executives out there. I mean, we have, Jamie Esslinger, who just joined our team as a CMO, and we have Emily Gentry, who's an incredible marketing manager. And they've done really great work in finding some, unique channels for us, or testing new things that have been working. What I'll talk about that I think is really important is being comfortable in navigating and pivoting, right? And it's like, people say it's like the goal should never change, but the plan should, right? To accommodate the goal. And the same thing with marketing. Don't keep dumping your money into a channel that's not driving a return. Learn, understand your other, channels, the other opportunities that are out there for you. We have incredible partnerships with, the team at Roar. They do a wonderful job of supporting us and helping us understand the trends, right? And what's happening out there. So some of the recent things that we've been testing that are actually proving out is like Snapchat, right? And so I think you just have to know your community. You have to know your audience, and then you have to test different things. Be willing to test. Always market your business. That is one of the biggest things that people get wrong, is they get into business as entrepreneurs and they're so excited, but they're afraid to invest money in marketing. And that doesn't correlate, because I say, if you don't invest money in marketing, you're going to have to invest later or at some point to cover the bills that you can't afford because you didn't drive enough customers to be able to run a profitable business. So if you're not marketing your business, you're getting it wrong. And the key is also, don't just dump it into the basic channels that you've heard work, SEOs, retargeting, display. Those things do work for you, but you have to find what drives the best return and go there. And again, I think the best outcome comes when you're using multiple channels, right? What has worked really well for me specifically, where I can get more in the weeds, I can roll up my sleeves and get dirty with this, is
Do
the
it.
local component, right? And so what's really worked well for my group is social media and organic posting. It goes back to what we were talking about a moment ago. Like we have to humanize our business. We are people
Mm-hmm.
serving people. So let's show people who we are and what we do. Our awesome ads that are branded in bold and come out and show you crunch in this cool, fun way. And then we give you a great offer, a promo, or a campaign that's catchy and fun. That's awesome. So now let's take that, let's layer onto it, and let's bring it to life through social media. So you don't just let an ad run for you or a promo in a campaign without bringing it to life in your gyms through social media and in club events. And you also have
Mm-hmm.
outside of your four walls in the community, right? So I always find a way to take our promos and our campaigns that are running digitally, that maybe we're sending through, direct mail or whatever channel. And then with my
Mm-hmm.
team, we look and say, okay, now what are we going to do to level up this promo and campaign that we're going to drive? What's our storytelling on Instagram? What are we posting on LinkedIn? What are we telling now? What are we going to capture on Snapchat so that people
Mm-hmm.
can actually see this campaign and then feel it come to life through us? So that's something that's really worked well.
Yeah. I mean, definitely. The other part is if you look at it in the reverse and you say, okay, what are we finding that's working really well organically, and then taking those assets and then pushing those out through paid channels? Because if
Exactly.
you find that certain things work from resonating with your audience organically, typically if you put some money behind those things, that's when you can really drive some solid traffic into your stores.
That's right. And, we have a number of, Crunch famous team members now because they go out in the community and people are like, hey, you're that Crunch person,
Oh
because we
yeah.
have put some dollars behind our organics. It's just like, the influencers today, right? We can create our
Yeah.
own local celebrities through highlighting our own team, and they understand our brand better than anyone because they live it every day. And so I think that
Yeah.
is really key, and a huge opportunity to have that real connection with your community.
Yeah, and it's free. And if you actually give the ability, like let go of the reins, give your team the ability to go out, engage with the community, highlight other local heroes within your community, share their stories, gain access to their audiences while developing like solid rapport with those folks, and they're going to do whatever they can to help uplift your business and to, promote you and amplify your message as much as they can.
Vitamin J, you sound like you know what you're talking about. I think you get this whole marketing thing.
Vitamin J.
This is fun. Like I can geek out on marketing all day long because I think it's just such a fun, part of the gig when we get to go out and
Yeah.
tell our story in all these really fun ways and bring people into our business, and we know we're going to help make their lives better. It's just like, this is what I get to do every day. So yeah, I love marketing. Marketing is one of the favorite parts of my job.
No, yeah, same with me. So I got a question for you. I guess
Yeah.
if someone has, and it doesn't matter what industry they're in, if they're struggling to drive growth at a local level, what are some things or some jacks? Ugh, let me start that over. What are some suggestions that you could give to maybe help move things in the right direction they could do maybe today or sometime this week?
Yeah, absolutely. And I love that question. And that's, I really look for those. I've never asked a franchise partner or my partners within my organization, no matter what role I'm in, it's not about going and dumping a bunch of money and like hoping and guessing that it's
Right.
going to work for you. There are a lot of low cost options. And for me, and quick turnaround opportunities that if you are
Yeah.
willing to see the opportunity, get creative, do the work, get the boots on the ground, because that's a big missed opportunity right now that I see, across many industries, especially fitness, where back when I started, it was all boots on the ground, right? It was handwritten letters. It was knocking on doors. It was going out and shaking hands and kissing babies. It was attending local events and the parades. It still needs to be all of that. Like we're still
Mm-hmm.
that business. We just need to take all the technology and innovation that's out there and blend it with our community driven efforts. So
Mm-hmm.
franchisees or business owners, entrepreneurs, business leaders, there is opportunity all around you, right? First and foremost, how many salespeople do you have? Ask yourself that question. If you're the one person in your business, or if you have 10 people in your business or 50 people in your business, don't just think about your team internally who's driving the business for you, but think about your existing members or customers. Those are your salespeople. So what are you doing to leverage your existing network? Tap into them, put it into a program that is a recognition program, a celebration of their, commitment to your company. Give them rewards. There are countless ways that you can create energy and excitement and get people rallied around your business to market it and promote it for you. You can run buddy referral campaigns. You can look at your existing member base to find out where they work and what they do to establish corporate partnerships with them, letting them know that you're reaching out to them first with this opportunity because they're a valued customer or a valued member. You just have to put that creative brain on and know that there are opportunities everywhere. What are you doing to maximize the opportunities in front of you? So always go inside first, right? Whether you're a party of one, your customers, your team, and get creative to recognize and reward your existing network. Second would be get outside of your four walls. Get out, make it a priority every single day. We have plenty of hours in a day that even if, say, 8 hours, say if you just work 8 hours, most entrepreneurs don't, most business leaders don't, but if it's just 8 hours, you need 30 minutes to 1 hour out in your community. If you're managing your time and owning your day, you can prioritize that, no problem. It's about having a strategy and knowing where to go when, right? I've had people call me and say, outreach doesn't work. Well, where did you go? Oh, we went out in front of the bank at 7 p.m. at night on a Tuesday. Probably not the best spot to be. So you got to have a little strategy behind it. You have to know where to go, where are the people, and make that a part of your weekly strategy. Get out into the community with QR codes. Go meet people. Invite them into your business. You know what? When it's personal and they feel like, hey, I'm going to go see that nice person, Vitamin J, down at the gym. You know what? He's going to hook me up and take care of me. They're going to be more likely to come in and see you because you've made that personal connection. Beyond that one-to-one engagement on the community, there are local businesses everywhere, from large businesses to small businesses. Large businesses, you're going to have to bring me back just to talk about corporate sales with them. Small businesses is easier because you go out from a business to business perspective and you give them opportunities to cross promote each other's business and to drive incentivized memberships. You'll work together for each other and bring a better experience to your community because of your partnership, through your partnership. And those are things that we do. I'm preaching the word that I only, I'm not fraudulent. And so I'm just sharing the standard expectations that we have with our team. And that's part of our business plan. Every day you're in your community, you're a part of your community. And then one last thing, you might have something to say, but I'm on a roll now.
Go, keep
one
rolling.
Last thing with that is once you start to establish those relationships with the community, those businesses start to see you as an ally, a resource, a partner. And then if you've planted the seed to say, hey, if there are other businesses that you work with or other affiliations that you have or organizations that you're passionate about, let me know. We'd love to support. People then start thinking about you when there's opportunities, and they start bringing you into those opportunities that you didn't even have to go out for. And so it becomes this, it just keeps perpetuating, and you have this lead flow that keeps coming through, and all you have to go is go surface it, right? And you just become known as one of those key partners in the community that people look to for support and partnership.
Yeah, and that's a great place to be. Like if you're central in your community, you can make connections between other businesses, connect those businesses to each other. And it's really like a rising tide raises all ships if you're able to work together. You could co-market, collaborate, share funds on different ads that you're pushing out. Like if you were to partner with a smoothie place down the road, you could push out a collaboration between your fitness brand and the smoothie brand. There's all sorts of things that you could do to share costs, and 1 + 1 = 3.
We're actually doing that with Champa Juice right now. And we're running free.
There you go.
Down to the gym, get your free smoothie certificate. So you're spot on. And again, it's not just promoting a price point, a campaign. It's actually building real connections through real relationships to create a better experience for not only your members, but your community. And I think that's just such a fun way to build brand awareness, and to drive leads and ultimately sales opportunities. One other thing I will say, especially in fitness, and I'm sure other companies can do this as well. But something that we've done is working with local nonprofit organizations and, youth groups and athletic teams and departments to give them an opportunity for fundraising. And so you can identify the value and it said, hey, we'll give you a month membership. You sell it at X price point that's approved by you. And then they have the ability to go out and sell those and take 100% of the proceeds. They just have to give you the leads every week. They give you the leads. You're helping your community. You're fundraising for a cause, which I call Crunch Cares, because we do care about our local community and we do want to make a difference, but we're doing well by doing good, right? Cause marketing. We're working in the community with local organizations that matter to people. We're giving them an opportunity to raise funds. And then the people that are investing in these memberships, they're coming in and working out. And so everybody wins, everybody benefits. And that's a really quick, easy way to start, again, building that lead cycle, getting your name in front of many people at a time, positioning yourself in the market as a key player, a contributor. So those are just some key, really simple things. When I was a fixer and I'd turn a business around, it was like 20 to 30% increase within, 60, 90 days. People would be shocked. They didn't understand what I was doing. It was just all of this kind of grassroots, caring about people, relationships, and community.
Yeah, no, very cool. Those are great examples. Do you have any examples of brands, and it could be in fitness, it could be outside of fitness, but brands that you really want to emulate, you think they're doing local marketing really, really well?
We have established many partnerships in the community, a couple that stand out. Something that I was really, proud of. This was during my time at Yoga Works, actually, and we've continued to, I've continued to maintain my relationships with people at Whole Foods, right? And so locally going in, they do a lot of give back, and they fundraising. And we partnered with them just similarly like to what I was just saying. And we gave them an opportunity to sell Yoga Works memberships. They took 100% of the proceeds and generated all the leads for us. They also had us on site on Saturdays and Sundays to offer classes or to walk through the store and shop with a trainer. And so giving good advice on, what to choose, why you're choosing that. If you want high protein levels, what does that mean? And so there's just many great ways to bring fitness and what we do within our four walls to life through these partnerships. But I do think that Whole Foods has always done a really good job of having that sense of, there's a deeper cause and they do give back. And so participating with companies that already get it is key. And you'll find also a lot of local businesses in your market where they want those opportunities to give back. And so collaborating, because within your fitness space, if you're a fitness industry leader, you have a large platform for them, right? And so you can come up with really creative ideas. One thing we have also done that I want to share that has been really impactful is partnering with different groups, different fitness affiliated or wellness affiliated, where we don't offer the same thing, but what we offer elevates. We elevate each other. And so partnering with them and putting on like triathlons, right? So we did an event with Lululemon and they have a run club. And, then you partner with a cycling store and they have cycling. And then you come into us and we put you through, a yoga class or a dance class. And then you go out to the, you do this out in the community. So you're going from business to business and you have t-shirts and people sign up for it and they see what's happening. So these local partnerships, people that already understand the value are the best ones to at least get started with.
No, that's perfect. Those are great examples. I appreciate you. You've given so many nuggets.
Did you capture
one of the most valuable episodes.
When you get me going, I don't know. There's a lot to work with.
Luckily, it's recording, so I don't have to write them down.
Okay, good.
But I do want to switch gears a bit. So if you wouldn't mind, what is the deal with the reality TV show? What show are you on?
I hesitated writing that. Funny story. I was the general manager at Crunch in West Hollywood, and which was an amazing experience. And I have endless, very cool stories to share. One story I didn't tell you, but it's about Mike Tyson, and he asked if he could whisper in my ear, and I was like, Mike, you're not getting near these ears, mister. But he was such an awesome member. I have so much. But the reality TV, my moment, my 15 minutes, it was a modeling show, and Janice Dickinson, she was a member, and she came in, and she was asking, you need to be on my show. I really need to be promoting healthy bodies, and I want you to be that person. I was like, Janice, it's not for me. Like, I thank you so much. I am so appreciative. And then I shared it with my vice president. He's like, you should do that. Like, go on, have fun, talk about crunch. And so I did. I lasted like 5 whole days because reality TV is not for me. It's not. Yeah. But it was a fun life experience that I'm glad I was able to participate in, and confirmed that it is not something I want to pursue. It's very interesting. I'll tell you something that I think people assume this is what happens, and maybe not on every show. Yeah. But my experience was, you're having an organic, like, nice conversation with somebody in the kitchen. You're there making the best of it. And then the producers and the cameras run in and they go, okay, we love this. We love what's happening right now. But maybe if you just say this, and you're like, wait, what? Oh, weird. So you want us to have the conversation, but you want us to change what we're talking about. And that was just really challenging for me. And I understand. Yeah, that is weird. Well, they know what the people want. And I'm not. Yeah. I'm like, you get what you get. So, but it was fun. It was fun.
Well, I thought it might be fun to give you a glimpse of what it might have been like to be casted on one of your favorite movies, Braveheart. Oh.
Hey, look at that. Wow. What a warrior she is.
What a warrior you are.
Hey, I love that. Thank you. What a gift.
Yeah. Anyways, I'll send this over to you. For those who are listening, it's a shot of her as a warrior, holding up a sword, ready to go into battle. Before we let you go, Amber, why don't you tell us all how we could follow your brand?
Absolutely. This has been so much fun. You're awesome. You can reach out to me and follow along with all the fitness fun on LinkedIn. It's Amber Marie Martinez on LinkedIn. And you could also follow along with my company at JEM Wellness Brands, also found on LinkedIn.
Awesome. And what areas are you operating in currently with Crunch?
We are currently in Northern California. We are entering a new market in the Milwaukee area, Wisconsin. We're about to heat things up in Wisconsin. I think they're ready for us. And we also have several other states that we're moving into over the next few years. So really excited to be in this growth mode with JEM Wellness Brands and Crunch Fitness.
Awesome. So you heard it here, folks. If you're looking for a gym, check out the JEM Wellness Brand locations for Crunch Fitness. There's locations for Crunch everywhere as well. But Amber, it was a ton of fun having you in the lab. I appreciate you taking the time to join us.
My pleasure. Thanks so much. Anytime.
As always, thanks for joining us in the Local Marketing Lab. This podcast is brought to you by Evocalize. To learn how Evocalize can help you grow your business, visit evocalize.com. If you learned something new from today's episode, don't forget to subscribe on your favorite podcast platform and follow us on LinkedIn and Facebook at Evocalize. That's Evocalize. And on X at Evocalize Inc. And remember, keep innovating and trying new things. You never know what's going to connect with your audience until you try. And until next time, thanks for listening.